Types of the steels. So here, if you see, according to the varying carbon content, we have different types of the steels are there. It is a mild steel. The carbon content is less than 0.15 percentage. That is a dead mild steel. And mild steel is the carbon percentage is 0.15 to 0.3 percentage. And a medium carbon steel, that is a 0.3 to 0.8 percentage of carbon is available. And high carbon steel, the carbon steel is 0.8 to 1.5 percentage of the carbon. And next, cast steel or carbon tool steel, it is more than 1.5 percentage of the carbon is available. Next, the mild steel. Coming to the mild steel, it is a ductile material and it is more tough and more prone to the rusting than the wrought iron. It is corrodes quickly and easily forced, welded or riveted, and it withstands the shocks and impacts as well as not much affected by saline water. It is strong in tension and compression in the shear also. The specific gravity is 7.8. And what is the uses for mild steel? The mild steel is used as a rolled structural section like I section, T section, channel section, angle irons, plate rounds and square rods. So we use this mild steel for the all I section or T section. Even for the MS round bars, we use the mild steel. In the sometimes in the RCC structure, you people know in the RCC also we use the mild steel as the reinforcement bars. And MS tubes are used in the structure. And plain and corrugated MS sheets are used in the roofing. Next, coming to the medium carbon steel, the second one in the types of structural steels. It is a granular structure we use. It is a more tough and it is easier to harden and to temper. It is more difficult to forge and to weld. It is stronger in the compression than the tension, and it withstands shocks and vibrations for the better performance. This is a medium carbon steel. But we use these tools as such as drills and files, chisels, and also used for the making of those parts that are very hard and tough and durable and capable of withstanding shocks and vibration. For this type of the tools, we are using the medium carbon steels. Next, coming to the high carbon steel, this one, when you increase the tensile strength, it leads to the less weight of it being used as a compared to the MS sheet. And the structure becomes lighter and it resists the corrosion is better and tougher and more elastic and more brittle and less ductile than the mild steel. But where we use this high carbon steel is reinforced pre-stressed concrete. So in the pre-stressed concrete structure, we use this reinforced for the reinforced purpose. The high carbon steels are used in the pre-stressed concrete. So next, the types of the steel according to the elements used. We have two types, that is the carbon steels and also alloy steels. The steels that owe their properties due to carbon, we call it as a carbon steel. And the steels, the properties, if the properties due to the elements other than the carbon, we call it as a alloy steels. Okay. So these are the two types. Now coming to the alloy steels, the elements that impart distinctive characteristics to steel are added to the iron, produced an alloy steel named after the element added. So this prepared to increase the strength and hardness, toughness, resistance to the corrosion and thermal and electrical conductivities. And this one again divided into two categories. The first one is the ferrous alloys and also non-ferrous alloys. Okay. And if you observe the stress strain curve, it's a stress and also strain curve. So here, if I draw like this, it is like this. So this portion, the first portion is up to this point, we call it as a elastic range. And from here to here, this stage, we call it as a plastic range. And from here to here, we call it as a strain hardening. And from here to here, we call it as a neckling and the failure. The failure will start here. This one, we call it as a rupture also. But most of the cases, if we see the elastic range, then after to the plastic range, then after to the strain hardening range, then failure. That's why when you apply a load on the steel member, the stresses are developed in this one. Based on that, the deformation is formed. After that, there will be a permanent deformation. So next, these are structural steel sections: I section, Z section, I section, tapered flange or parallel flange, and we call it sometimes channel section, equal angles, unequal angles, T section, flat, square, round, and these are the some cold formed sections also are there. But this first one is the most important one, already I discussed earlier. Okay. Next, coming to the another one I will share now. This one, if you are observing here, this is the most important one, the physical properties I already explained. But before entering into the loads and the limit state design, once again I am refreshing all these things. The unit mass of the mild steel, whatever we are taking, the steel, the 7850 kg per cubic meter, and also compression is 250 and tension is 250, shear is 144. The Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power of 5, and the coefficient of linear expansion is 12, and Poisson's ratio is 0.3. If you observe here, the Poisson's ratio we will take 0.3. Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power of 5. Okay, these are two most important things, and unit mass is 7850. This is the physical properties. And coming to the mechanical properties, if you observe in the mechanical properties, so the types of the steels, the first case, if you observe here, the standard structural steel is available Fe410 or Fe410. Again, in the Fe410, there is a classification A, B, C. But the ultimate strength for this ultimate strength for the Fe410 A, B, C is 410 MPa, that is Newton per mm square. And the yield strength, the thickness, if it is less than 20 or 20 to 40 thickness and greater than 40, the thickness of the member or steel structural steel member, if it is less than 20, the yield strength is 250, and 20 to 40 yield strength is 240. If it is greater than 40, the yield strength is 230. Same like that for B and C also it is there. And again, if you observe the micro alloyed high strength steels, in the micro alloyed high strength steel, if you observe here, we have different types of the grades are there. Those are Fe440, 540, and also 590. So in the 440 means the ultimate strength for the Fe440 grade steel is 440 MPa, or for 540 steel the ultimate strength is 540 ultimate tensile strength, and for Fe590 it is a 590 MPa. So we have standard structural steel is Fe410, and micro alloyed high strength steels are Fe440, 540, and also 590. Even the elongation gauge is maybe the different if you are observing here. These are the cases. And one more important thing, the unit mass, whatever I am writing here, that is 7850 kg per cubic meter, and modulus of velocity 2 into 10 to the power of 5, and Poisson's ratio we take 0.3, and modulus of rigidity is 0.769 into 10 to the power of 5. Coefficient of thermal expansion is 12 into 10 to the power of -6 centigrade. In the examination for 5 marks, definitely they will ask the question, what is the types of structural steel and what are the mechanical properties of the steel, like that. If we have time, we will write like this. And one more thing I will show you here, the PPT. Please wait for 1 second. Yeah, please wait for 1 second. So up to 5 to 10 classes, only introduction I will take around 8 or 9 classes. Why? Because if you know all the parameters, all the properties of the structural steel, then only we can easily understand and we can easily design or any other things. If we don't know the concept, what is the technical terms, it's very difficult to understand the subject. That's why starting classes up to 5 to 8 classes, I will take only this one. Yeah. So briefly, I will explain all those things. Wait for 2 seconds. Yeah, this one within 5 minutes, I will finish this one for your understanding. These are the advantages of the steel. We already explained. I explained already. We discussed. There's a high strength, high ductility, uniformity, versatility, prefabrication, alterability, high fracture toughness, and durability. It's the recyclable and also highest scrap value for the steel. Okay, and this is the steel production in comparison with the other materials. Okay, if you see the first one, it is the oil and coal is the highest. The next part is steel only. Next, this is the growth of steel production every year in the production of the million tons, and this is steel production in different countries. You see, the India is placed as a 3. China is the number 1 in the steel production, and the steel production and uses the China and other countries. China is using most and more here. These are the famous steel structures. The Eiffel Tower, 320 meters. This is also 130 years old bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, which is located in the New York, USA. And this one is the Empire State Building in the US, 403 meters height. And this one is the Scotland Bridge. That is the 4th bridge. This is we know already famous bridge, Howrah Bridge in Kolkata. It's in 1943 it was constructed. And this one also you people know in the Malaysia it is located. It is called it as a Petronas Towers. And this one also it is 91,000 capacity of the Beijing Stadium, which is completely designed with the steel structures. And this one also the famous steel structures we know Burj Khalifa, Dubai. This one also completely constructed with the steel only. Okay, the 830 meters. The coming to the properties of the steels, these are the chemical properties. As per syllabus we don't have chemical properties, but we have only mechanical properties. That's one already I discussed. The minimum yield stress are specified, minimum tensile strength, Fu, modulus of elasticity, shear modulus. Okay, this one and I will open the code book also in the today class for your understanding. The properties of the steel as per IS code IS 800/2007. If you observe the clause number 2.2.41a, so in the 2.2.41a it is showing the modulus of elasticity, that is a 2 into 10 to the power of 5 MPa, and shear modulus is 0.769 into 10 to the power of 5 MPa, and minimum specified yield stress and also other things we will see in the IS 800 table number 1. Okay. Yeah, when it is saying like this, Fe410W means the W is the welded one. Okay. This is the properties of steel. Anyway, I will show the code book also. These are all the grades based on the whatever I explained previously for Fe 410W ABC. The grade. These are the values. If you observe here also, this one I shown already for 410, 410, 410, 440, 540, 590. So these are the designation of your structural steel and also micro alloyed high strength steels. These are the ultimate tensile strength and also yield strength. For the elongation gauge, yeah, these are steel sections I already discussed. These are the steel section, angle section, T section, channel section, and column, and also beams. So this one open section, like I sections are there, channel sections are there, angle sections are there. You can look into this one here. These are the hollow sections. So it is like this, all the hollow section I am showing here, my dear students. I am taking more and more classes only for the introduction part. Why? Because if you have a little bit idea which section we are going to design, we can easily imagine and we can easily design. Otherwise, for blindly don't design anything. Yeah, these are the cold formed structures. Yeah, these are the castellated beams, but now actually no need for us. And this is a plate girder. Anyway, we will design in the 4th or 5th unit. This is also welded plate girder. They are the built up section. You see the built up section yesterday I told you the sections are attached with for there is a I section. There is another section or another member is attached. So when the two members are attached, that is a built up section. So it is like this. Yeah, classification I already told you, the beams. Okay, channel section and all things. This is the corrosion how we will get. It's a uniform corrosion it is look like, and galvanic corrosion it look like, fitting corrosion look like this, stress corrosion, corrosion fatigue, Actually, this portion in the examination they didn't ask you, but as a teacher, this is advanced subject and it's very, very, very less experts are there in this subject. That's why I'm explaining clearly. Yeah, this one also. The properties of steel corrosion maps how the duration of exposed days and how the corrosion rate is there like that. And the corrosion rate in the IS 800 clause number 15.2.2 it is there. Okay. Anyway, this one no need for the corrosion. They didn't ask you in the examination. Just for the fatigue, residual stresses. Just I'm showing. Okay. Please wait for 1 second. This one we already discussed. When the types of the structural steel, if they ask, you have to write like this: the carbon steel, high carbon steel. Again, you have to write the what is the ultimate tensile strength or there, what is the yield strength, the values related to the each one. You have to write like this. Anyway, I will share this one. If asked, they will ask if what are the types of structural steel. Like this, you have to write what is the ultimate tensile strength and the yield strength for different types of the steels. I am showing in the PPT. Okay, weathering steels, stainless steels also is there, where the low carbon steels having minimum of 10.5 percentage of chromium and 0.5 percentage of the nickel. And also fire resistant steels also is there. It is also called as a thermomechanically treated steels, and they perform better than ordinary steel under the fire. And weathering steels also are there. These are the structural system. Yesterday class I shown you. This is a tapered portal, truss, rigid frame, transmission tower, lattice girder, core and suspended floors and braced frames, a space truss roof. Okay, these are the dome, guide mast. This one all I shown yesterday class. These are the simple connections. Okay, rigid frame it look likes, and also type of steel framed buildings. Actually, theory now it's no need this much of theory, but simply I am showing the diagrams in advanced level for your understanding. Okay, wait for 1 second. Next, in the structural, we have the important role loads and the limit state design. The next concept in the next class I will explain that the loads and also the limit state design. In the next class, how many, if you take a structure in the RCC structure, people know already the dead load, live load, wind load, earthquake load, like that. So even like same thing it is happens in the structural steel design also. Like we will take the dead load, live load, earthquake load, wind loads, and erection loads. So like that, there are some of the added loads also is there in the steel structural design. I will explain the loads acting on the structure in the next class, no problem. But coming to here, again, there is a load combinations. Along with that, the stresses also are there. Same like that, when you want to design a member, we have different types of the methods are there. Design methods. Those are working stress method, ultimate stress method, and also the limit state method. So now we are using the limit state method. But what is the limit state method and all those things you people learned in the RCC structure. The same thing, the same are all the theoretical part is applicable in the limit state design of the steel also. Same thing is there. Anyway, I will explain what is the major differences are there like that. So now today class that is enough as for the theory. But one important thing I will tell you. So before you people know IS 456 2000, you people used already for the RCC structure. But now we have to use IS 800 2007 code book. So I have to share that one. Even I will show you now. I will please wait for 2 minutes. I will share the IS 800 code book. Okay. Wait for 1 minute. Yeah, now I will show you the IS 800 and even I will share to you how to take printout for the next week or after 3 or 4 classes. I will give some time for you people. Yes. This is the IS 800 2007 code book. It is reaffirmed in 2007. So this is the most important one as per the general construction steel code of practice. Okay, this is the third revision. So my dear students, you have to take printout as like a RCC class. So everyone must take the printout of IS 800 code book. This is a general construction in the steel code of practice. Okay. So the general construction in the steel code of practice, the code book is IS 800. So everyone please note that the code book for this one is IS 800 2007. We are using the design of steel structures, whatever it may be, whether it is connection or bolted connections or welded connections or beams or tension member, compression member, flexural member, welded plate girder and industrial structures. For all the structures, before going to design the members, we use IS 800 2007 code book. So this is the most important one. Anyway, I will open each and everything and I will give you which clauses are very important and which page number is very important and from which page number you have to take the formulas to design any member in the steel. I will explain each and everything clearly once we enter into the problems after 3 or 4 classes. Okay. So I will go through. It's like a normal one. So simply all of you look into this. These are the contents. In the general, they given scope, reference, terminology, the symbols, units, standard dimensions, form and weight, plans and drawings, convention for the member access. The second one is the members, like that is the general, structural steel, rivets. In the structural steel, you will get the type of steel, you will get the answer here. Rivets, bolts and nuts, washers, steel casting, welding consumables and other materials. The third chapter, the general design requirements. That is a basic for the design. Loads and forces, what are the loads are there? Like erection loads are there, temperature loads are there, and what are the load combinations and geometric properties and the classification of cross sections. So how many cross sections are there? Whatever. Still now we discuss the cross sections, I section, T sections, channel section, each and everything. It is there here. The maximum effective slenderness ratio, the resistance of horizontal force and expansion joints. And wait for 1 second. Now it is look like clear, I think so. Yeah. Next, the methods of structural analysis, the method of determining the action effects, forms of construction assumed for the structural analysis, assumptions in the analysis, elastic analysis, plastic analysis, frame buckling analysis, and the most important thing, the section 5. If you see here, it is a limit state design. So here you will get all the limit state design method, the basic for the design, limit state design, action, strength, factors governing the ultimate strength, limit state of serviceability. Here you will get the exact design procedure. And also the design of tension members. When you are designing a tension member, it is in section 6. The tension members, design strength due to yield of cross section, design strength due to rupture of critical section, due to block shear. And next, when you people design the compression member, these two are will come in the second unit. Okay, this one, design strength, effective length of compression member, that means the columns, design details, column bases, angle struts, laced columns and battened columns. Here in the steel, we call it as a laced and also battened columns. Only two types are there. And in the RCC structure, we have, if you observe this one, short column and also long column. Under short column, again you have axial loaded, uniaxial and biaxial is there. Okay, same like that in the steel, we have laced columns and battened columns. We have two types of the columns are there. And next, design of members subjected to the bending. These are the design, all the things are there like stiffened web panels, stiffener, box girders, purlins, and all are there. Section 9, members subjected to combined forces. Section 10, connections. This is the most important thing, the connection part. In the unit 1, in the chapter 2, we have connection, like bolted connection is there and a welded connection is there for us. So in the chapter 2, under unit 1, we have to do the connections problems. We follow this one, like bearing type bolts, location details of the fasteners, welds and welding. So all the connections are there. Anyway, I will explain clearly. This working stress method, now we don't need actually section level 11 is next. Design and detailing of earthquake loads, now also no need. And fatigue and design assisted by testing. What are the tests are there? Test condition and durability point of view, you can check here. And fire resistance, now no need actually for us. And fabrication and erection also, but for your better understanding how the fabrication will process, and also how we will assemble and riveting, bolting, welding, painting, and also marking, and also shop erection and packing, inspection, and also the testing of steel members and site erection. Erection means nothing but construction. Okay, erection means don't think like it is a terminology. The term is maybe different from the civil engineering term. Okay, erection means the construction. In the steel structure, we call it as a erection. Okay, in the RCC, we call it as a construction. Okay, next, the painting after erection, steel work tenders and the contracts. Okay, next, in the annexure A, list of referred Indian standards, analysis and design methods. Okay, and design against floor vibration, determination of effective length of the column, lateral torsional buckling, and connections, especially beam splices, beam to beam column connections, and general recommendation for steel work tenders, and all those things are there. Okay, this is the, anyway, I will briefly go through the all pages. Simply observe. So in the general, they directly shown all the theory. It's like whatever you people observed in the IS 456 code book. When you people are free, simply go through all this one, the terminology of the steel structures. Okay, see, ultimate stress, what is the strain hardening, stress, nomenclature, these are the symbols. You will observe here all the symbols we used in the steel, they wrote here. And my dear students, it is not an easy subject. It's the hard subject in the civil engineering is only design of steel structure, that is structural engineering 2 steel. You can ask any, you will ask any your friends or your teachers or faculty of our department or another college. This is the advanced subject and very difficult subject, but I am always trying to make it easy in every level. That's why I am showing each and everything for you. Okay, yeah, this one, section 2 in the materials, what is the structural steels are there. Okay, you will see the physical properties we discussed. In the theory only it is there directly, the properties, the mechanical properties of the structural steel. Okay, in the table 1 they shown here, you see the tensile properties of the structural steel. The Indian standard, we have IS 513 and IS 814. These are the grades. Okay, EX 40XX like this. These are the grades. IS 875 or Indian standard code book. You will see all those things, but here you will mostly prefer this one: yield stress, ultimate tensile stress, and also elongation. Yeah, 10262, we follow this one. 10262 here, this one 210, 250, 250, this one 410, 450, like this. This is the most important thing. When the properties are, they will ask the properties, you can directly draw these 2 tables. Okay, and bolts, nuts, washers are there. These are the loads. These are the load: dead load, imposed load, wind load, earthquake load, erection load, accidental loads, and secondary affected due to the contraction. From my dear students, please look into this one. They will ask directly the loads and also load combination. You will observe here the load combinations are there. Anyway, in the tomorrow class, I will explain in detail dead load and imposed load, dead load, imposed load plus wind load, dead load, wind load, dead load plus erection load. So these are the loads and load combinations are there in the starting only. And limiting width value, these are the sections. I already explained clearly this one. Effective slenderness ratio. Yeah, that's why please all of you go through the each and every page of IS 800. Next, the limit state design start here from page number 33 in the section 5. Okay, and all of you please go through when the partial safety factors for the loads. See, the for each load combination we have dead load, limiting strength value, all the load combinations are there. Okay, these are the factor of safeties. You people learned already in the RCC structures, the factor of safety we taken 1.5 like that. Yeah, here also you will see the partial safety factors for the materials, for different types of the materials, 1.1, 1.15. They are the deflection limits. This is the most important one, deflection limit. Design of tension members, these are the formulas. Yes, design of compression members, these are the formulas. So in the unit 2 only we will follow these two pages, 33 and 34. Anyway, I will explain clearly on that day. These are the tables, stress reduction, the values. So these are all the tables, and these are the cross section. So all of you go through this. This one is effective length calculation, same like that for the RCC structure. You people already know. Simply go through these sections. So these are the columns, two types of the columns. These are design members subjected to the bending. So all these things are very, very important, and you can go through each and everything. So anyway, whenever the page numbers are required, I will tell you, we will use that page numbers only. Okay. These are the formulas, and each and everything is there, and some tables is there. So we have to follow the tables also. From the tables only, we will design some of the members. These are the connections. Okay. These are the tables. Yeah. So the designation, if you are using IS MB 250,